Oh, I thought I was supposed to be on this side.
You know, I realized that after I told everyone to sit on this side, and then the cops sat on that side already. So, well, the cops are already on that side, so I just sat here.
Oh yeah, dude, it's not important to me.
Yeah, it's not that serious.
Yeah, it's not that deep. Real talk though, put the fit on trial. How we looking?
You're looking.
Yeah, I feel like The Rock in that picture of the 90s.
Thank you.
Who is this? Who is this that's talking in the DOJ's home?
Listen, it's very tense in the DOJ, and we all operate with a little bit of a sense of humor and professional courtesy here, so don't tell us how to run our house. Thank you. Respectfully.
I don't come into your bathroom and tell you how to poop.
Yeah.
Actually, you do.
Oh fuck! Don't tell them that.
Yeah, don't kink shame him.
Hey, Your Honor, can you make sure throughout the entirety of the proceedings you are on shout? You are shouting. You are screaming at the top of your lungs.
All right, baby.
Scream at me, please. Yes, King.
No, she's supposed to be in a normal chair. You can sit on my
You're supposed to be shutting the fuck up.
Hello, Ren.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Daddy.
And whatever is higher, I please. Are we ready to begin?
Yes, Your Honor.
Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a case of the state of Los Santos versus the Los Sicarios.
What?
Los Sicarios, yeah.
Los Sicarios, whatever, you know what I mean. Don't get pressed. Can't sit in my own damn chair. We will start with opening statements, and we're going to start with the prosecution.
Your Honor, today I am here in service of this city and the good citizens of it. Not for notoriety, spite, favoritism, ego, or any devious or personal reason that may be suggested in this courtroom today. For the story of why we are here today is not my story. I'm merely recapping the infamous events the Los Sicarios cartel have been telling us all proudly for almost 2 months. The story of a ragtag group of associates who were able to come together to collectively push past their personal limitations and capitalize on a boom in the illegal moonshine market to accrue money, resources, and product like they never had before. And they used these resources to purchase multiple warehouses, trailers, homes, and most notably, the stronghold assembled at the Mayor Park cul-de-sac. A stronghold where they grew their influence, their numbers, and their firepower to assemble a militia of chaos with no goal other than to continue to profit off the suffering of this city and to feed their thirst to gain more control, more notoriety, more power, simply to use it all to create more pain. I'm simply going to shine a light on public information, arrest reports, victims, receipts, tweets, undercover footage, and the freely provided information from the Sicarios' mouths themselves. We're going to use this evidence to walk you through a timeline showing the correlation of increased wealth and position within the city of the Los Sicarios, with an increase in violence on its citizens and its public servants. As we go through this trial, I want you to ask yourselves, how much bloodshed and psychopathic criminal behavior are we expected to look the other way on while they flaunt it in our faces? As the Sicarios continue to commit the same crimes every day up to as recently as yesterday, despite knowing they would be coming here on trial today for this. How much of our city's potential must be sacrificed in the name of these pop-up criminal organizations, killing our people and destroying our economy with trafficking illegal substances to elevate themselves? For all the terror they have caused, the people they've murdered for doing their jobs, and the shocking joy they took in it, admitting to it every single day leading up to today, where they now claim innocence entirely.
Will you clean your case too?
Yo, okay, hey, real quick, stop peanut gathering, or like just stop.
Did we lose the judge?
Yeah, we did.
Unfortunately.
Shit, guys. Sorry, I was cooking.
And also, can you please put it on shout and say it with your chest?
Yeah, keep saying. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because you sound a little scared and you're stuttering.
Five.
So hold on. Wait. So you guys got a DA to get his thing off Google search? AI made? That's crazy.
Oh no, this is my handwritten shit, bro.
Tell your clients to be quiet, bro.
Yeah, guys. Actually, like for real, like I need the
I'm
peanut gallery.
talking to you.
I need the peanut gallery to stop. Like actually stop.
Where's the peanut gallery?
Y'all are the peanut gallery. The ghost of the judge was on.
Oh, I hope he doesn't fall in.
You say he fell? What?
Listen.
Who's doing yoga back there?
It's the freaking aliens, man. They take our cars. They just take people at like random times. Look, man, call me crazy. But...
Oh, the judge got a gun.
Oh shit!
Will the defense come up?
Oh, that's annoying. Not that. Oh, that is weird. Okay, interesting. That's why it does that. Okay. Just a fellow reminder to anyone that comes up here to speak in the court, every time you come up to the stand, just make sure you use your outside voice again. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, Your Honor, thank you for having us today. Today, I am representing clients who the prosecution would love to paint as an armed militia who do nothing but threaten, kill, make and sell drugs, and do all these things. But today, I want you guys to know that this court case is more so than anything about standing our rights and holding precedent. Everything that we will see today that the defense will present will be things that were clearly circumstantial and some very big mental gymnastics that will have to be jumped through in order to indict and convict people that have absolutely clean records, who live day-to-day lives, who work day in and day out and have their weekends off with their families, and just want to live a nice, easy life in Mirror Park. I have no doubt that the prosecution will have a few things that are tangible, but at the end of the day, those things are not tangible for a Rico case. They are tangible for that's something that PD should be doing on an individual basis. And lumping these people in circumstantially through the use of birdie posts, social media posts, and just reposting things in general is a complete violation of our prosecution in the legal justice system. And I'll prove that today.
The vast majority of this evidence here is a series of birdie posts. The purpose for them is linking all the individual members together, finding similarities and gang identifiers. I had gone on an undercover mission and managed to, but I found them to be pretty nice guys at first. I'll even say that for their character here, as I'm here prosecuting them for horrific crimes. They kind of willingly gave up a ton of information about their gang, their operation, how much money can be made vastly in an hour, that everybody's doing it, that it's getting fun, and it's actually a good time, and everyone's getting along over there. Like, they really went into it. They admitted to all of this, and they'd be posting it all over social media. Anything and everything illegal they were doing. Buying bricks, making meth, selling meth, buying bricks, selling bricks. So the use of these tweets, you see evidence of their crimes that the defense would call fucking circumstantial. There's a guy standing over a body and then text in it that they're clapping him or at war with them. Some of these sick messages. Let me just run through some of these for you. Let's talk about the greatest hits of these guys. Today the salt rises from the sea, the stars will fall from the sky, and the stones will bleed words of horror. The clouds will carry our chants, and the city will rejoice in our victory.
Objection.
That sounds like
Relevance.
a spell.
It's letting you know the kind of fucked up minds of the individuals that we're dealing with, Your Honor, for all of the disgusting crimes that have been featured here. That's the relevance.
That could be anything. That could be a quote from a movie for all we know.
Yeah, it's a Harry Potter movie. It's a spell.
That's a spell?
Spe-
Alright, Avada Kedavra it is.
Listen to it. Like, look how you just said it.
We have on January 28th, from Twitter account of David Lucas, counting BPL for fun, I be give no fuck. Excuse the grammar. As he has a selfie standing over the bodies, under a dumpster.
It's a Halloween.
For example, you have context like, all that we ain't ceasefire even when we was getting washed. And they're celebrating being bad at crime, I guess, or war, whatever the fuck. There's just tons of associated images here. These gentlemen being at the location of moonshining, taking photos in it, flaunting it across the city. Even have, let's see, oh, we've got bank account information being shared by Fleeka, financially tying them all together, sending money, aka donations, to one another. Identifying themselves masked off, posting photos in the middle of doing crimes, all their associations. We've got overhead video of them at war with a rival gang.
Objection. That's hearsay.
How is it hearsay?
Not the video, but you're defining it as war.
What would you define it as? I apologize.
As men defending their homes.
Oh, men defending their homes.
Exactly. Move on.
So furthermore, through the evidence, a lot of the tweets posted where multiple Sicarios, identified Sicarios, a lot of them admitted, are requesting realtors, all in the same time, to buy up space. And as I was just previously mentioning, there is a chat in between some of the agents and the appraisers in real estate. As I was looking for people's homes, that was tying all the Sicarios together with the addresses that they were purchasing. I had seen a conversation where one of the realtors had mentioned that the Sicarios had threatened her for even showing properties at the Mirror Park cul-de-sac, and led to them purchasing out the rest of them that they could in that area. It's a clear sign of admitted intimidation. They furthermore had collectively targeted businesses.
Objection.
They lit.
Hearsay.
Well, there's a photo of them targeting Red Dragon and lighting it on fire.
But is there proof that they are the ones that lit the fire, or they just saw the fire and took pictures of it? That's all just hearsay.
Well, ignoring the arson, they've shown plenty of photos of dead bodies that they have killed in wars, that they started with pretty much everybody. It's been a war zone in general in this city. The acts of what these gentlemen and women were doing over the past month caused serious damage to the economy, caused serious damage to the safety of the people of this city, and caused serious damage to the potential success of this city. Fair objection. I'm gonna sit for 5.
Yeah, stretch your legs, kids. Stretch your
Take
legs.
5.
No blood
Make sure you
clots.
move.
No blood
Make sure you
clots.
move. Don't move too far though. Hey, come here.
Do you guys
Come here, Spooky.
know the Corleone guy? Like the big head Corleone fucking big honcho, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, I'm so high, I got cotton mouth and shit. How do you think we're doing?
You're doing good. All right.
I kind of lost my
just-
thing for the guide on the evidence, so I'm fumbling through it.
It's okay. Yeah.
Oh, whatever. I'm not gonna let them knock me off my fucking game. I am curious to see what Ken's been hiding though, because this is the spot to bring it out. All right. What do you think in that evidence? Can you guys both look at it right now and tell me what should I fucking refocus on?
Keep going with the so you need to get away from Birdie.
Yeah, it's leaning way too much on it.
Keep going with the real estate that they said, where you quoted, that's our block, and stay away from it. And that's how I would go.
Yeah, time to hop off Birdie and get to it.
Take a deep breath. Breathe in through your nose. You got it.
The bang that is happening with my brain.
You talk like that the whole time is amazing.
You want me to talk like that the whole time? I mean, it's my courtroom.
Finishing up the evidence here, we have more than substantial evidence coming directly from the Sicarios themselves, from the undercover videos, where they explain their entire operation, what they were doing at the time they were doing it in, how they were doing it, how much money they were making, what identifies them, very specifically about it. And that member can't even say anything about it here today to retort it, because they're allegedly dead. If you look at the videos submitted by LSPD, because this was a collective effort by every law enforcement agency in the city, and the U.S. Marshals, we have a shootout and a war happening in the streets in front of PDM, as well as the defense pointed out was the defense of their home. But that was an all-out war that lasted a weekend that took place between there and down Vinewood Boulevard in front of Lux. They've been in continued wars ever since then. If you look at the related arrest reports for a number of the members that are identified in here, one of the most frequent crimes that they recommit is killing and attempted murder of public servants. Shown enough consistency to continue to keep doing this, even after finding out that this Rico case was on them, even after they knew that they would be tried for these crimes. They did not seek out representation. They wrote about it on Birdie, joking that they were evading it, didn't care.
Objection. Again, facts not in evidence.
That fact is in evidence.
Of them
It's on the
flaunting...
tweet. It's on the Twitter banner of member Tate Harrington on multiple tweets, currently dodging a Rico case while they were allegedly in hiding. It showed them being aware enough to hide, to flee, but still continue crimes. They didn't consider this city. They didn't consider the Department of Justice. They didn't consider anything for LSPD, the officers that they continue to kill over and over every time they're approached. They've been highly aggressive. They've been highly violent ever since they gained any sort of power and reach. They've been highly flaunting it. It's ridiculous that they're sitting here and saying that there is no evidence of racketeering. There's more than enough to convict.
I'm a rock star.
When it comes to federal RICO racketeering laws...
Objection on that last sign. You can't say there's more than enough. That's actually speculation. You can't say there's more than enough to convict. That's the judge's decision.
True. All right.
FYI.
But for federal RICO racketeering laws, conviction only requires the prosecution prove that associated criminal acts of any of the identified members were used to advance in position, power, or acquiring wealth. I do not have to prove that any one specific individual in this gang committed any one specific crime, from them all to collectively be tied to them. Every murder they attempted, every drug they sold, all the moonshine manufactured, all the people they've robbed, all the benefits of the city that they've taken advantage of, makes
Objection,
them a
Your
criminal
Honor.
business organization.
Say
This
that again?
is hearsay.
I want to know what he's backing up for the hearsay.
So I'm calling objection hearsay because basically he's stating that, all these killings have happened and it's all documented. But, you know, as we're here to discuss many things about this case today, I believe that those things are irrelevant based on these birdie posts and the basically, I'm sorry, wrong wordage. The evidence in file is what I'm looking for.
So the video of them shooting people up at PDM.
There is documentation proving it.
Yeah, there's documentation.
Vector, you're not shouting, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
I apologize. I said overruled. There is documentation in there showing.
There's documentation showing that they were in some sort of entanglement. It doesn't show that they were the aggressor or if they were in a defensive position and who started it. So saying that they are outright killing people is hearsay, in our opinion. You can decide.
Well, let alone the video and then the other evidence that I am seeing in here. I am stating that I am overruling and the prosecution may continue.
Evidence of they have not been hiding this. This is the only time that they have ever stated or not proudly claimed responsibility for their acts. Everybody knows who they are. Everybody knows what they're doing. It's a fucking no-brainer. I'm not saying anything that isn't, you know, known public knowledge.
So you called them dumb?
Those are not my words. Those are yours. But with the evidence, as you can see, I rest my case, Your Honor. Thank you for hearing me out.
Already.
We'll use the evidence that the defense or the prosecution has put in to play to try and convict all these men here, whether they be part of Los Sicarios or not, and link them together. Because flat out, everything is at most circumstantial. And everything, in my opinion, is being fueled, unfortunately, by the ego of Mr. Bird. If you look at something that was submitted in discovery today at 2:52 p.m., it is when the detainment and arrest of Mr. Boogie B. Escobar, the cameras in the cells caught a moment of him talking to Boogie where he exclaims that, "Hey, you will have your moment, but this is a big one for me. This one's mine."
Objection. We already what is it's leading. It's it's leading. It's a doctored fucking video, and we already discussed it.
You're saying that
it's cut off.
Are you saying that sentence did not happen though? Is
that sentence happened and then was immediately cut off? That wasn't the end of the sentence.
I
thought we just. I don't want to go and throw it and blab it out there, but I'm just saying. Between, I thought we just.
I told you. I told you I was gonna lean on it.
Oh, I thought you told me you were gonna remove it. My bad. Okay, go ahead.
No, I said I was gonna lean on it.
All right. The whole video is not provided, so it's the same.
It is a cutoff.
Yeah. We will. I will attack their points case by case, and go through the indictment charge by charge. As defined by our penal code, racketeering is the act of acquiring business through illegal activity, operating a business with illegally derived income, or using a business to commit illegal acts. None of these people that were listed on the indictment are in any way, shape, or form owners of any businesses in Los Santos. The prosecution would have you believe that they are creating a business through the illegal sale of moonshine and all those things, but their Rico case has originally started out of the unknowing testimony of Mr. Red Frost, who, in the evidence supplied, wears a vest with a leg holster, or a green vest with a leg holster. Is that right, Mr. Bird? Green vest, right? Leg holster. Is that the identifiers he told you about?
Yes, I think. Did he specify green vest?
I'm not sure if it was green or not, but yeah. But he goes on to tell Mr. Bird, while Mr. Bird is cracking rocks undercover, presumably, about
cracking
moonshine.
Rocks, Your Honor, not smoking crack rocks.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
Yes, my name.
Yeah. Where he proceeds to tell Bird that he is affiliated with the Sicarios, and he and gives him a step-by-step on what moonshining is, and how much that can be made. In that video that Mr. Bird provided to the court, there is never any indication that everyone is using this surrounding them, that all of Mirror Park is Sicarios, that all these things that he is claiming are true. And unfortunately, Mr. Frost is no longer here to attest to that. On
Why's
top of
that?
that, I don't. You put in your notes that he was allegedly gone. So I'm trusting you at your word, prosecutor.
Oh, word?
Yeah. So
That should happen. For show.
I mean, we have no proof that Mr. Frost is dead. He could have just moved. He could have just moved on.
Hey,
from the
on my
city.
word.
But you said he is no longer here, and you have not been able to get a hold
You
of
said
your
you
CI.
trust my word, just saying. I'm not gonna fumble you. I'm being a dick. Continue.
Yeah. Yeah, I would appreciate if you like kind of leave it just objections. I only left it to objections with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you actually fumbled me really hard on there. I'm not gonna lie.
Sorry.
But we live in a world where this precedent, if we charge this group today based on all the evidence provided, we're setting a precedent where anything circumstantial can convict anyone. Mr. Frost did speak very candidly about his experience and what he defines, but that's just like anything where I can go in public and say I'm Superman, or say I am Pablo Escobar. It doesn't mean these statements reign true as fact. And unfortunately, without any cross-examination or any further input from Mr. Frost, we will never know for sure if what he was saying was fact or if he was just saying it to try to impress someone that was at the mining rocks. Mr. Bird would like to call what happened at PDM provided by the Marshal's body cam as a PDM war. Something that body cam conveniently leaves out. It starts in the middle of the action where we do not see an aggressor, where we do not see a cause for conflict, where we just see people from a long distance away that we can't even really positively identify besides a vest, potentially shooting out or whatever it is. They were firing weapons. You can hear it in the video, but we can't define that as war. We cannot put the onus of the blame onto the defendants just based on the fact that they were in the video, because like I said, there's no proof of any aggressor or anyone defending themselves. There's just nothing from that. The prosecution would also like us to believe that the realtors were threatened, and conveniently so, none of the realtors were on their witness list to bring up to examination today to testify that they were threatened, and no written affidavits were even provided to the court as sworn testimony and sworn statements that they were threatened to show that my defendants were keeping people out of Mirror Park. It was just it was communication in between them in the real estate email that has not been fact checked, that has not been sworn under oath, and that has no validity. We also have Air 1 footage that is labeled in the footage. The officer that is on Air 1 is saying that they are fighting the Corleones. The prosecution has already made it very clear that the defendants are buying homes in Mirror Park. That is without a doubt factual. You can go through real estate records, bills of sale, that is public information that these men and women have been buying homes in Mirror Park. The footage provided from Air 1 shows them being besieged in their cul-de-sac, where you have people in Kriegers and weapons on top of a hill shooting down at their homes. Are you telling me that in moments like that...
Objection. Hearsay.
How so?
There were individuals involved in that war that had houses in that Mirror Park cul-de-sac. They were being attacked. They were being taxed, as the evidence shows.
The evidence has shown no taxing whatsoever.
It was in the realtor's conversation, which, to my knowledge, wasn't removed from the evidence.
Yeah, but as I said, there's no sworn affidavits from the realtor. There's no proof that they actually taxed anyone, and it's just a conversation between realtors. They're not even on the witness stand for us to talk to or cross-examine.
Well, there's more evidence of that, of them being the aggressors, than there is the other party being the aggressors.
I mean, you see the video.
It's sustained. It's in the conversation, though. If we can't trust the realtors that are in the position that they are, then.
So my question to you is:
look at that separately.
Then why are there not sworn affidavits? Why are there not? They could have made sworn testimony.
Because witnesses kept dying, Your Honor. So I did not want to put anyone through that today.
I think that would stand in the nature of the truth that you're trying to tell, though.
It would,
Um,
but I care about the people of this city, and unlike what the defense is saying, this is not about me. And I'm not putting any more people at danger.
Okay. Well, I mean, I was moved on from the real estate point anyway, but I was saying it has been proven that that they're buying homes in Mirror Park. So the video from Air One identifies one of the groups as Corleones and the other group as potentially the defendants. And if anyone is, if they're from what it looks like, and correct me if I'm wrong, that if someone is shooting at your home, you have a right to defend yourself. That is the law. So if we have already decided that, and we've already proven here in court that they have bought the homes in Mirror, so they're on their own property, and there's people that are in sports on mountains on a high ground, a tactical position, shooting down at them, then it really does lead to self-defense. They are being attacked in their own homes. And on top of that, hey guys, let me cook.
Do his job.
And on top of that, that video evidence goes into play, and they identify one of the groups as Corleones. With the video that I submitted into evidence today, I ran into members of the Corleones, and they told me that Mr. Bird had sought them out in order to provide security for the court hearing today. So why, Judge, let me ask you this. Why would the prosecution seek out a group that they also have evidence of them exchanging gunfire with, which I'm saying is presumably self-defense, for anything other than to potentially intimidate my defendants?
Objection. Asked and answered. We already discussed that.
When did I ask, and when did you answer?
I told you.
Is it in this? What? No, that's not in the scope. That's not here. I told you I was leaning on it, brother.
Right. Your Honor, requesting to elaborate context on that.
Oh, you may.
All right. So as I was speaking about earlier with the defensive counsel here, the situation that he's overflowing about the Corleones and it being an intimidation tactic has nothing to do with that. Late last night, I came back to getting messages from LSPD alerting that things might not be able to happen here at the courthouse today, allegedly. There was leaked threats of there just being a quote-unquote F it, attack the courthouse situation, which that's all alleged, and I don't want to say like that is what was going to happen here today. I actually greatly appreciate the defendants coming in and doing the courtroom today. But that is why I ended up calling in favors, not just from the Corleones, from a number of people, assembling LSPD, BCSO, notifying marshals, and calling them with any connections that we have. The number of citizens in this city are all affiliated with family members of gangs. It is not illegal to be part of a family or a gang. It's illegal to do criminal activity and thrive off of it. And that's what this case is about here today. That's what this racketeer and Rico case is for. That's me elaborating on what that was about, not intimidating.
The last part was a little more than it needed to be said, in my opinion. But it's just interesting to me. It's just interesting to me that part of his evidence, part of his main statement about the war, was something to do with the Sicarios allegedly going to war with the Corleones, and the Corleones were the group that he approached. So we have our DA leaning on potential criminal organizations to protect the courthouse. It seems like the marshals, the PD, and the sheriff's office had this handled pretty well.
The LSPD and sheriff's office were greatly concerned that they did not have the numbers as far as what was being rumored last night. That is the only reason that it was considered where we reached out to any additional citizens for help. And with the powers that I have, being Assistant Chief Justice, I can deputize people in the extent of emergency situations. I was merely doing a deputization, and it was preemptive. It wasn't locked in. It wasn't guaranteed. It was asked if it was needed, if they would be called upon to defend the city, that they also own businesses in here. Your Honor.
I mean, they have a very clear thing in the video. They read the email word by word.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying that was not my
Is there
intent.
any Corleones present here in the courtroom?
They are on the roof outside. I have reports that they're on the roof of the building across the street. I'm not sure what has happened since then. We've heard a lot of gunfire. We've heard a lot of other things. But
Nothing has stopped the court case from proceeding, no?
No.
Everything
Yeah.
has been going, besides, you know, so I don't see the relevance in the case that is moving forward.
Okay, that's fine.
They're not here interfering with the court. They're not here intimidating your fans.
I mean, being outside with heavy gunfire and knowing they're out there is more than enough.
There was gunfire.
They could be
right before
assisting.
they even was.
Yeah, my issue is why are they even assisting when part of your key evidence is them firing down at the homes in Mirror Park? Like, why did you reach out to them specifically? I'm saying that can be targeted. That can be intimidation. Bringing the Corleones into this at all could be an intimidation tactic.
Because the defendants have
All right,
warred with
let's
pretty much
just,
everyone in
move
this
on
city.
from the whole thing.
There's no
We're
one
not
you can
here
call
right
on
now.
if we go
They're
by that.
outside. We're in here. Let's deal with the situation at hand.
Well, if that was us, y'all would have been tweaking.
No, I would be the same way. I treat everybody, and that's why I'm in the position.
I get what he's saying, though.
I'm biased,
It's
but I understand where you are coming from. If they're standing here in my courtroom right now, that's why the amount of people that are in here now are in here.
I say the
If
concern's
they were to
valid.
try to breach this, to try to do it, well, we all know that's gonna.
No.
But that's nothing like that is gonna happen. Not in my goddamn courtroom.
So
let's move forward.
All right. The president also brings into point a passport that was issued to Mr. Arian D'Angelo on the 3rd of February. This one just honestly it holds no merit. One, to the connection to the case at all, because correct me if I'm wrong. You know, as one of the Chief Justice, Mr. Bird, I'm asking for your expert testimony here. Do we issue passports to anyone with a record or any felons?
No, we do not.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So I don't see how a man getting a passport to go on vacation was relevant from Mr. Bird's testimony. I just did, you know, he was right. There was a passport issued. I just overall wasn't relevant to the case in and of itself. If you look at the collection of birdie posts, there are. Let me pull them.
That cop has a saucy walk, right?
There is
Everybody
one.
see that?
There is one where Anita, who is identified through Birdie, is giving a warning for people wearing gun holsters and to take them off because she will shoot. And retweeting another warning, but also the prosecution decides to link that to Mr. Tony P because I guess him and Anita might have been in a relationship, but also shows a photo from Mr. Tony P's Twitter of Red Dragon being on fire. No idea how that started. No idea how those things are correlated. And this is a trend of events through the prosecution's systematic attack on these men, where they are linking them through unrelated and circumstantial Birdie posts, or even reposts, as we can see with Mr. James Dong on Birdie, where he is indicted with Los Sicarios, and he has done nothing in evidence except repost a couple things on Birdie. And on top of that, if we're going to discredit Mr. Red Frost even further on his verbiage on being a part of Los Sicarios and their identifiers and what they do, look through every incident report where Mr. Red Frost has ever been arrested, and he does not share a single incident report with anyone on the indictment list. So with that in mind, it would be fair to say that his words cannot be trusted.
Objection. But in this case, I do not have to. I don't have to prove that any individual committed any singular crime. It's not required. These crimes have been proven. There's convictions in here. There's pleas. There's arrest reports. It's not just Birdie posts and retweets. Just to elaborate.
You're linking these men together through Birdie posts and retweets.
Yes.
But you're linking a bunch of unrelated people together. You're linking Tony P to Anita based on them having a picture together where they might have been dating.
Tony P has multiple posts with other members of the Sicarios. That's just one of like 100
What,
examples.
okay, what part of the objection is
hold on,
sustained?
hold
No,
on.
I'm wondering what you're
Yeah,
sustaining.
I know. I was trying to get Mr. Bird to stop talking for a second.
Yes,
The
sir.
Rico case is not for one individual person. It's for people as a whole, and the evidence in there is gonna, as it's been put, and as you're fighting against that, we're gonna see. But it's not gonna be against one person. It's gonna be against the group as a whole.
Okay, so then let's go through let's go through the indictment then, real quick. Let me pull that back up. And we can remove associations. Just write down the list. Arian D'Angelo, who is on the indictment list, has no record, has never been arrested. James Dong reposted things on Birdie that he is trying to link to him being a part of Sicarios. Tony P. Sumter was allegedly in a relationship with Anita and is being linked and being alleged to be the leader of Los Sicarios cartel. Well, and that man also has a clean record. Niz TV, who had a search warrant that was thrown out, and all that information about that search has been removed. So again, his association is pretty clear. And then everyone else is just circumstantial birdie posts. If we're gonna convict people based on what they say on social media, I can understand letting the cops handle things if they post pictures and do stuff like that. But words, sticks and stones can break our bones. Words can never hurt us, Mr. Bird. Convicting someone based on the words that they post on social media, while has precedent in threats to like against human safety and kill and domestic terror threats, while there is precedent to that, there needs to be a substantial investigation into that to prove that those things are linked, prove that they are a threat. And quite frankly, there has not been a substantial investigation of this. There are two gunfights, which one of them they're being besieged into their home, and the other one we cannot see the aggressor. And the other thing is it's just a link of birdie posts that have almost no way to correctly correlate with anything but just like without mental gymnastics, frankly. Like you have to do a lot of mental gymnastics to connect all these dots. You cannot say with good conscience, with a shadow of a doubt, that all these men and women are connected. And in the court of law, you need to be sure without a shadow of a doubt that they are. Or else we lose everything we hold dear in our criminal justice system. That is all.
That's cool, Ken. I like it. This is a vape.
Yeah, if you got a vape, you can pull it out.
So favoritism, I see.
No, not. I mean, if it's a dab.
I said we already set the laws in here. We're all vapors, man. If you got vapes, you can pull them out.
Just no cigarette. It stains the walls.
Yeah, the cigarette smells awful.
My
But in this Rico case for racketeering, as I try to lean into the definition of it being a business, Georgia State District Attorney Tony Williams has been very popular. She has racketeer rolled in a group of teachers in a teachers union, political parties, sheriff's departments. Anything can be considered a criminal organization if they are caught doing a criminal act of 35 predicate
relevance.
crimes.
How they define racketeering versus what's defined in our penal code are two different things.
Well, this is based off the federal law too. I'm just using precedent in my example, Your Honor. It also leads into the scope of my defense of the birdie tweets.
I'm gonna overrule it because it's federal law.
Okay. So they also had to determine that U.S. president was able to be indicted for tweets with other things in context that would led to a riot on a Capitol building, which is something that allegedly almost happened here today. So what I'm saying is...
wait, objection. That is absolute hearsay.
Yeah, that's why I said allegedly.
But even saying allegedly...
I agree with you. I said allegedly.
It's still hearsay. You shouldn't say it.
So
It's alleged.
So we're getting cases.
We all know what happened. We all heard it.
Yeah, Judge, can you either sustain?
It's just,
When did
I
everything on the
sustain.
No,
bus?
that's
You're right.
a sustain the shit out of that.
Stop.
I'm a really honest. I was playing Duke.
James,
I
come
was
on.
straight on the
Come on,
court.
Mr. Bird. Please.
Bro, that's your lawyer representing?
District
Unprofessional.
Attorney Bird, baby.
Oh,
When the
my
evidence is stacked against you, what more do I gotta say?
All right. So, the prosecution again will have you believe, and as the judge has reminded me, this is a Rico case. This is not about trying you guys for crimes. This is about linking people together, and linking them to potential racketeering. So dare I say, where are the financial reports? Where are the tax returns? Where is anything where these men's financial records are absolutely torn apart inch by inch, number by number, in order to see where their money's come from? Where we are accusing them of real estate fraud, we're accusing them of setting up, in Mr. Bird's words, what was it, a fortress in Mirror Park? It's
A
something of that.
stronghold.
A stronghold. Thank you. A stronghold in Mirror Park, where these are just men and women that live near each other, that have created a family, that have created a community around where they live, where they're still building houses in that development, where they're building up parks, where they're right there to the gas station where kids can walk and get their bottles of water and their sandwiches and maybe some bandages if they get a boo boo, where they live their day-to-day lives, where they come home to their families. Where does that stem from? How is the prosecution going to say that without a shadow of doubt, can they say that these men and women have gained all their money, have gained everything from illegal drugs and illicit activities, when, in my opinion, everything has been almost speculation, where everything is based on a guess through birdie posts and a potential dead man statement, as the prosecution says that he's allegedly dead through what he submitted in evidence. So we're linking these people.
R.I.P. Red.
We're linking these people through posts on social media, through one instance of bank statements, where for all I know, these men could have, because they all live in the same neighborhood, could have gone out and went to a bar and one person foot the bill and they just paid him on the night after, and a statement of a man that cannot be verified. It goes without saying that without any reasonable doubt, we cannot confidently link any of these people. And if we do link them today in this Rico case, we are setting a precedent where people can be tried for crimes of other people just for interacting with them on social media. That is all.
That nigga in the way here need a boyfriend.
Hey, Tyler, to my left. Before I hold you in contempt. But what we have to also agree, what we also have to realize is if we turn this into something else, then we're going to have to start charging people individually with, and that's a different thing. That's a completely different thing. Right now, with the Rico case in front of us now, it is not convicting individuals, as I said multiple times. It's convicting a group in general. And with the evidence provided in front of me, with both of the ways that deliberated in this case, defending and prosecuting, this and after guys' closing statements, I will ultimately deliberate and make my final decision. And it might not even be the outcome that either of you fucking think.
I know. So that's what I'm saying at this point right now. If where defense is feeling at and where I'm feeling at, is there any consideration from anybody about trying to work out a deal in this chamber?
I will work
Or are
on
we
a deal
moving
right
forward
now
to
in
the
this
end?
chamber. You better come correct to me right now, Bird. I'm gonna be honest.
Whoa. We're gonna be chilling here, though.
No. Come correct.
Yeah, no.
Like,
I get
as
it.
in, like,
That's just him, man.
No, not like come correct. Okay, I get the way I said it. It sounded weird. But like come correct,
Yeah.
as in like it better not be like a bullshit deal.
Can you guys
Like-
deliberate this for just 1 minute while I go in my head? I will literally be no longer than a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Well, I don't know, Ken. What is it you're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, we can plea deal it here right now, and just take that off. Like, what are you thinking? Because I'm
thinking
honest,
I ride this through the end. The
really
reason about these Ricos is the real minimums, as long as there's consistency and organization showing to it, which I think confidently I have more than sufficient evidence of. I don't think it'll be this easy for me going forward, to be truthful, and I am thinking riding this straight to the end.
So I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna be completely clear and like candid with you, Bird. A lot of this and a lot of the things you're doing. So again, you guys made a point to point out that we are not. I'm not defending them from crimes. I'm defending them essentially from being associated with Los Sicarios. Almost everything you have that links them together are photos from mass birdie posts, where some of them they eventually unmask. You're not wrong, but a lot of it is super circumstantial, where you're linking people on this that are going to be on this indictment that all they did was repost birdie posts. They don't have any in incident reports through PD. They're not even on incident reports together, and so that's where I'm.
So
saying
who are the
we're
people
getting
you're
linked.
asking for?
No, but like, how can you link someone who actually isn't associated, like, in any crimes to this Rico?
But it's not even just that.
Featured reasonable doubt.
We can't confidently link all of them just because they live in Mirror Park without a shadow of a doubt. So that's why I'm saying, if you have a plea deal that I can approach them with that is favorable to all parties, then we can work on that. But I genuinely do not believe without a shadow of a doubt that we can say that they're all linked based on the evidence you provided. And like, that's me being 100% real with you. If you
No, there's tons more.
if you came and like I thought you had a ballpark win, I would be like, okay, cool, let's do it. I will settle for whatever you offer. And like, truthfully, I don't know where Vector's gonna go with it. I don't know which side he's gonna pick. But
Not me neither.
But like, it's just so much speculation, so much of the evidence and discovery. That's why I've been like doing almost nothing but this for the last 4 days, because I've been trying to fucking do the mental gymnastics to tie this shit together, so I can fight it.
I know. I understand it, and I've been at this for a month, and there was things I was very easy to make concessions or remove things from evidence, because there was a lot of stuff I deliberately, I feel bad, left in there just to kind of tie up time.
And like, genuinely, like, the real estate emails shouldn't have been emails. They should have been sworn affidavits.
It's an IC, but it should have been, but I legitimately did have to change that. I couldn't ask anybody to do anything anymore after like what happened. So that's why I didn't do it. But I agree with what you're saying.
But at that point, all of our discovery got leaked. Everyone knew about the conversation.
I know, but then your clients continue to make public threats.
Dude, my clients,
continue to do crimes.
My clients saved all of the discovery, and not a single person that was named got killed from it. Not a single person from real estate got killed from it. Even Freya, who you have a
that's
video
why
of sitting
I
with her,
said that I
nothing
agreed
happened
to
to
not
her.
bring up the hit or the attacks. I just let the videos over it. But whatever. What is it that you're asking for? Do you want a certain number of people? Like, what are you looking for in a deal? What's satisfactory to you? Where are you starting at?
Well, I mean, their papers. They can lose the name Los Sicarios, but they keep their papers.
No.
Then any plea deals off the table. Let's get to Vector then.
That's the most important thing is the papers.
So
yeah, but I'm just saying, I was verbatim told that no matter what happens, that they're not losing their papers. That's why I also offer to take it off the table.
Okay. Well, in the deal with that, every single person listed on the papers for not pulling them is group indicted and convicted on this.
Every single
on those papers?
Every single member on those papers is convicted on this.
So
and the sentencing hits everyone. And I'll let the papers stay.
What is your deal? They keep their papers, and what else? Like, what are they gonna get? Like, how much jail time? What's their fine?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't even really give a fuck about the jail time. I'll drop them for being the first case, so just the 999 instead of 2900. Bank accounts, everything cleaned, houses taken. They gotta start that life over.
So like, even
find new territory, start the hustle from start.
Who's only reposted? He's gonna get his house stripped from him for reposting on Birdie?
That's what I'm saying with the deal. If his name isn't on that whitelist, he's fine.
Yeah, but
his name is.
Then
his name is on the whitelist.
Yeah, his name is on that list.
Okay, well,
he's done nothing but repost things on.
Yeah,
Birdie.
well,
so
I don't have
saying,
to.
Like, we're setting a precedent. Like, if
he's on the whitelist, that means he's in the gang.
Am I gonna get charged for a Rico case because I repost things?
If you're listed in the gang, yes. If you're in the gang, yes.
In the gang?
Yeah, I mean, that's we shouldn't be looking at the back end, like what they're.
But that's what's part of the deal is here that you just made, because you want to keep the papers, and I'm saying pull But then I'm saying, all right, I'll let you keep the papers, but everyone's name on there gets the conviction.
Whose case is in my
That's the
court?
meat of that deal.
Yeah,
And
that's what
then
I'm
I will
saying.
drop the time down. I'll drop the time down
okay.
to 1,000 or 999. I'll let everyone keep one car that they can choose.
Okay, I'll counter, then I'll present if you accept.
Yeah.
Paper stay, conviction of 500 months, properties in Mirror Park stay, because you can't prove to me that all their money and everything they did was all they did to get the, like, some of those people work at hooligans, some of those people do whatever. You can't prove that that's all fraud
Very
money.
few. The vast majority are unemployed. But in the state, like operating procedure here,
They might be
when police
unemployed.
confiscate, we can't, once we've determined there is dirty money, we can't determine what is or isn't dirty money. It's all considered dirty money.
No matter what happens, I can't decide. I have to at least present.
Yeah,
your
you
plea
have to
deal
bring that to your
Boogie.
client. I understand. You can't. You're not like imbued with that power.
But I don't. I think your plea deal is still too harsh. I'm gonna be honest.
All right, I've got something good you need to put in your closing statement.
What?
How can we tax the citizens when they are listed as unemployed? How can they afford multi-million-dollar homes when they're unemployed? If they're feared for their life, why did they not call 911? How do they have illegal weapons? How do they have weapons to defend themselves when they don't have a weapon license?
Boom, boom. You got it.
Boom. There
Straight
you
to
go.
the basics.
Yep.
Straight to the basics.
If you're classified as unemployed, how are you affording these homes? If you are fearful of your life, why are you not contacting the authorities?
Let me touch this up.
Yep.
You brilliant.
Nick Mills.
Oh, that Millsy.
Yeah, Mills pulled me aside and talked to me about it. And I told him I'd tell you to put it in your closing statement.
He's pitching a plea deal right now.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What's he pitching?
So I agreed and came down on. I don't give a fuck about the jail time. People always break out.
Yeah,
So I was like, I'm like, dude, I jacked it up high because I'm like, I'll come way down on that, and that's the meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
$750 instead of $2,900.
Mm-hmm.
The $2 million fines, I'll wipe them. They're not allowed to keep Mirror Park, but I'll let every member keep one place outside of that area because of the way they used it. And
I don't like that deal.
I mean, it'll just be like a warehouse or some shit. But their accounts get wiped, no money,
Okay. Yeah.
everything.
Yep.
Their biggest thing is they want to keep their papers. And
I would make them be unwhitelisted and have to re-get those papers.
Here's what I said though. If they're adamant and any deal that they want to work has to be keeping those papers, I said everyone listed on those papers gets convicted. That's my contingency. That could be like 40 people. That's
But then they're
hard
just going to go to jail, they're going to break out, and then they're not going to pay the fine.
Yeah, that's inevitable. No, they have to pay their fine.
How are we going to know if they pay their fine?
I'm gonna make that shit contingent.
So if they break out of jail
if
and they haven't paid it,
if we do a deal, we're not doing any fines.
no fines.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about the fines either. Not really.
Just take them of all their vehicles, all their properties.
Yeah, man. Fines were always a roadblock. It's a second round draft NBA pick. I nailed the microphones this time. Okay, I don't want to keep us here any longer. But through what we've shown here today, most confirmed directly from the defendant's own mouths and displays of violence and vulgarity publicly. I want to recap what this is about and the requirements we have met for this Rico case being proven beyond a reasonable doubt. We have proven through the combined properties and stronghold made on Mirror Park in a short time period early in January, thanks to the combined racketeering efforts, trafficking drugs and moonshine, the Los Sicarios established themselves as a strong functioning criminal organization, bound by strong identifiers they proudly claimed as their own, and threatened anybody wearing one. that they've been actively gunning down and attempted and completed murders of citizens and public servants repeatedly with no remorse or sign of stopping. With Rico cases, there is no statute of limitations, and we've proven that multiple members have been consistent when committing these predicate crimes. Sticking to the facts, and that the prosecution is not required to prove that each individual definitively guilty of any particular crime to charge the entire criminal enterprise itself. These individuals, known as the Los Sicarios, worked diligently together to grow their criminal organization into a powerful gang that carried out domestic terror acts, wars, and random acts of violence, resulting in irreversible damage to the city's economy, safety, prospects, and success. This was proven day in and day out by the Sicarios themselves for beyond a reasonable doubt. Gentlemen, the majority of them being unemployed, how can they honestly explain, Your Honor, how they acquired millions of dollars in such a short period of time to get the hold on this city that they did? How did they got all these weapons to fight and defend their home, or whatever they want to call it, without having any legal firearms or firearm licenses? They've been wreaking chaos off the back of the city. The evidence proves it. All of them together should get wiped. I rest my case.
Thanks, you may step forward.
Ladies and gentlemen of the court, and I will address you now for the last time today, as you have heard me and Bird incessantly speak for over an hour and some change now. I'm working on it. I'm sorry. Hi. I'm here. My bad. I just, I forget how my voice works when I walk up to this thing. But I'll address you now for the last time for the day, as you've just heard me and Bird just speak nonstop for like the last hour and a half.
I know. Sorry.
With the Rico case in mind, and with Mr. Bird re-outlining that he does not need to prove that any single member of this alleged group did a crime, but that they are a group, so to speak. I cannot say without a reasonable doubt that any of the evidence supplied today links them concretely. That anything can list every single person in this courtroom to anything. If they are convicted and this Rico case is tried against the defendant's favor, it is setting a precedent that even interacting with someone through social media could be a way to line yourself up in a Rico case. There are, I believe, 12 to 15 people, I think, on the indictment. And there is not any substantial evidence that links all 12 of those people together. It's almost as if they threw something to the wall and hopes it sticks. Because if we don't, if we, as the defense, do not catch one stray thread in this Rico case, and something gets put on any one of those 15 things that were thrown at the wall, then we are doing a misjustice, because then you will classify every single person on the indictment as a criminal, when that is not the case. There's nothing that solidly links all of them together. And I am afraid for the precedent that this could set going forward. I understand the frustrations of LSPD, the BCSO, and the officers of the DOJ with the amount of crime that has been going on in the city. But setting this precedent now will do a greater disservice to the citizens of Los Santos in the future than it will for our criminal justice system right now. We have rights to protect, and at the end of the day, these are people too, and they deserve to live in their homes and have life, liberty, and pursue their own happiness. To call them warmongers, to say that they're an armed militia, and say they're armed to the teeth, and say they bought everything they own with drug money, none of that can be proven. There has been no evidence to show that they were the aggressors in any of the situations provided, that they were defending homes that they have already been told.
Is the evidence of legit money?
There is no evidence that you might have evidence that they did some crimes and some illicit drug activity, but you have no evidence that that's the only way they made their money. That was the only way they did. That they all did those things together. That they're all a part of this group. There's nothing solidly linking every single person here. There's people on the indictment that have absolutely clean records that don't show up in any of these social media posts except for hugging someone or reposting something. So with that, I rest my case that there is no complete, definitive, concrete proof that all these people on these indictment are linked together. And with that, I rest my case. Thank you guys so much for your time today.
Ken.
Alrighty. I've heard both sides here today. I'm gonna take a little bit. I'm gonna go into my chambers to deliberate and